I'm reporting from my studio. I'm going to draw something for you as usual. Um, and the thing that rose to the top for me today in terms of something to draw about, although there were several things, I wanted to draw about Trump visiting, um, turn this off, Trump visiting uh, California. So to my moderators, I hear an echo. I don't know if this is working properly, but if you need me to restart it, I'll do that. Um, hi, hi, Sophie from Cleveland. Good to see you. I've been to Cleveland a number of times. Hi, Pablo from LA. Hope you guys are surviving the air quality out there. Oh, it sounds really bad, really bad. I'm in New York, as I've said, and things are fine here. Of course, we don't have wildfires. Sounds horrible out there on the West Coast. Hi, Peter from Seattle. Good to see you. So, everybody, I'm a cartoonist and I draw the news on, every day for Hap's News, except for weekends. I take some time off on the weekend, and it's good to see you. I pay attention to the news during the day, and I'm a cartoonist by trade. I've been doing it for 40 plus years. And my ear is to the ground, and I try to pick up on trends, if they're political or if they're cultural or whatever, and I draw about them. And so with this new Hap's News, network, I can live draw and talk about it to you and share it with you and hear what you guys have to say and think. So I'll get started. I'll turn the camera around and you can see me draw something about Trump visiting California. Hi to Kim from where are you from? Cleveland? Kim, where are you from? But anyway, hi Kim. Oh, I see. Am Amteve is from Canada. Hi, Kate from Dublin. Good to see you guys. Hope you all are well. I'm going to turn the camera around. You can see my paper with a few light sketches. Everything okay behind the scenes there? I hear myself talking. I can hear the echo. Um, my voice is repeating. Anyway, so there were two things I wanted to draw about. One, I wanted to just draw verbatim what Trump said out in California. And because I just found it, I was listening for him to say something. He did not give a speech, which I think is newsworthy, perhaps, in and of itself. Um, I think if he'd given a speech, he could say something wrong or answered questions. So what he did was he met with officials, California. I don't know if they're just California officials, but a group of looked like about 8 people that he listened to, and he made comments. But this one thing that he had a slight exchange with. Now, Governor Newsom was very deferential to Trump. I'm not drawing Governor Newsom. I'm drawing Trump and a man named Wade Crowfoot, who's the California National Resource Agency. And Mr. Crowfoot was deferential as well, thanking Mr. Trump for being there and telling him what the problems are, that they see it in California. But he pushed, I think, unintentionally pushed Trump's buttons and said something, and I'm going to write it here, and you can see what he said and how Trump responded. So there's a presidential seal there. Can you see me? So he said, Trump, this Mr. Crowfoot was explaining what's going on in California with the wildfires and the heat and the dryness, and Trump says it'll get cooler. You just watch. Totally not understanding. Yes, it's going to get cooler. Of course it's going to get cooler, but that's not what climate change is about. So this is, and then Mr. Crowfoot responds, I wish science agreed with you and Mr. Trump says, I don't think science knows. So, Mr. Trump, we know from past statements that he does not think science is worth listening to. And he probably feels the same in this case. He did not say anything today about the science of climate change. He just listened to people, which is a good thing. I'm glad he listened. But he said that verbatim. Let's see what you guys are saying. And then I have another thing I want to draw for you quickly. Glad to hear the connection is better. Thank you, Kate. I don't know why. And I'm not running a fan next to me, which is my mistake last week. Trump, Colin says, we got the science. Trump makes everything cooler. I think I know what you mean. Just watch this video with Trump. Stunning. I can give him, credit for listening to people. But I think they did that because they didn't want him to talk. They didn't want him to give a speech. It would be too risky. This close to the election that he would say something, and all the things he thinks about climate change are not. That's not what I want. Are politically charged things to say. So, the other thing that I noticed in this event, where he hardly said anything, when he was asking questions of these scientists, asking them also, how many fires is that? Do you have it under control? And they were kind of, to me, they were questions that were obviously not scripted. They were just what came to his mind, trying to make nice, which again, is nothing wrong with that. But the whole day when I was watching him, he also did a ceremony with giving out medals after he had this conference with the officials and the governor of California. He went somewhere and did a ceremony of handing out medals to, I think it was National Guard. How difficult it was, and that that's nice. But again, I think it's just all about photo op and not about substance. And what he said at this news conference that really stuck out to me, because we know that Trump has a bit of problem with empathy. He's not very good at showing empathy, showing concern for people outwardly. Like, he doesn't talk about people who died from COVID. He doesn't talk about people who have lost their homes or died in the fires. He hasn't said a word about that. But at one point, there was somebody in this conference that he was giving his presentation, and Trump said, I wrote it down, are the redwoods in good shape? And then he harped on this. He said, where are the redwoods? Are they near the fire? Do they get burned? And the man said, yes, they do. They scarred. He said, well, that's a horrible thing too, isn't it? And he showed more empathy for redwoods. And I'm worried about the redwoods too, but he never showed empathy for people. I could get really cynical and say, oops, oh dear, I didn't want to do that. Shoot. I'll have to fix that later. Fix that with Photoshop. So he's more concerned about the redwoods than human life or animal life. And yes, redwoods should be concerned about, but he doesn't talk about people and the problems they're going through. I've never seen the redwoods. I imagine they're incredible. This is probably, they're not big enough here, probably. So, don't know if I can paint him in without it bleeding. How much time do we have? Let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Peter from Seattle. Peter, I hope you're doing well. Wonder if you've been evacuated. I know Oregon is evacuating a lot of people. Let's see what else is anybody else speaking to me today. Spot on with this, Liza. Thank you, Kate. Hi, Anne from Canada. This is scary. It's insane. Yeah, it is insane. I don't think he's capable of empathy. He's probably learned over time how you're supposed to behave and show empathy, but he doesn't. It just doesn't come naturally to him. But redwoods, he was really worried about the redwoods today in this press conference because they're big, right? He understands big. Where's my black? Sorry, looking for my black paint. Here's the black palette. I'll probably paint the redwoods later because they're just where they will bleed. No. In case you want to see my palettes over here. And Biden, by contrast, Biden was speaking today in Delaware. He didn't go to California today. He spoke in advance of Trump's remarks and said lots of things. I didn't listen to all of it, but I listened to some of it. Very strong, forceful. And he said Trump is a climate change arsonist. So there you have it. Somebody's remarking that Trump will win re-election. Anybody's guess who's going to win? We don't know. All right, I'm going to turn you around and say goodbye. So thanks for joining me. Good to see you here. And I really appreciate you being here. Please join me again tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be live streaming from a museum where I have an exhibit of my work, and I'm going to walk you through the exhibit. So join me then. I think it'll probably be earlier tomorrow. It'll be around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I'm sorry for you guys in California. That's a problem. I agree. But it'll be taped, so you can watch it. Laura says, so fascinating watching your commentary through art. Thank you. I hope so. I try. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are, and thank you for joining me here on HAPS News. And see you again tomorrow. Again, earlier tomorrow, around 11 a.m. from a museum where my exhibition is being held. And